Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Ninja, what are you doing? Get out of my office. Sorry, Ninja's being very annoying right now. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful start to your week. I am here for just about an hour. What we're going to do is we are going to watch a few, we're going to listen to, because I'm pretty sure screen share isn't working, so I'm just going to keep it on solo cam. But we're going to listen to a couple of CPAC videos because they are back. Finally! They're back in the House of Commons today. And House and okay, we're gonna go look for that video right now. Pierre Polyev just dropped a YouTube video called "I Can't Believe CBC Just Allowed This on Air." So we're gonna go find out what this is. Let's do that live, shall we? Anyway, what was I saying? Right. I hope you guys have had a good weekend, and this is just kind of like a catch-up stream because the main attraction is going to be tonight at 6 when we cover question period and and stuff like that. But I figured that I would just a quick little hour-long stream catching up on some of the Canadian politics. Oops. I'd like to just catch this up here. Where are we? There we go. Videos. Where is it? Come on, where is it? Oh, you know what? It'll be in my notifications. That's where it'll be.
Canada's economy is sliding dramatically.
Okay. Perfect. And let's put this up to 100%. All right. So like I said, this is just going to be like a catch-up stream. We're just going to hang out for about an hour. And then I am going to record some other videos for some other pages and go to my physio appointment. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's quickly take a look. I just want to take a look and see Twitch chat for a second. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what Pierre Polyev can't believe that CBC allowed on air.
Canada's economy is sliding dramatically compared to the United States. In 2023, the U.S. reported a GDP per capita of almost $65,000. That is compared to Canada, which is just over $45,500. So,
Ouch.
how did Canada stray so far from the United States? Broadly, does this stem from the U.S. doing something really well, or Canada doing something really poorly?
Well, that's a great question. So if we look at last year, you gave the 2023 data. For Canada, that's just slightly below where the Canadian economy was per person 10 years prior to that, back in 2014. Whereas in the United States, we've seen growth of over 19% by that measure. But it's not just us versus the United States that's diverging. Right. Our position relative to the G7 has also been deteriorating. Our divergence with all advanced industrial economies in what's called the OECD group of countries. 2024 might be the first year where Canada falls below the OECD average. And that is a sharp reversal from the roughly 10% advantage that we held for the quarter century between 1990 and 2015. So it's not just a unique American success story. It is really a story about Canada's economy lagging behind where we'd like it to be.
I cannot believe that. Oh my God. You're right, Mr. Polyev. I can't believe CBC let that on the air either. Holy shit. That sure goes against Chrystia Freeland's narrative of the economy being really, really good. Holy crap. That's hilarious. Oh shit. Thank you, Beach Mount. I forgot to turn my lights off or on. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, I can't believe they allowed that on the air. That's insane that they did that. That wow. Because Chrystia Freeland, I have her statement, her update on the economy. I have that pulled up here. Where she provides an economic update for today, as of today. So let's hear what she says about this, the difference. Let's see the difference between what she says and what the CBC's thing that we just heard says.
To by January 1st, a tool to help us achieve, to make.
Oh, of course it was not over yet, so I have to go back to the beginning. Hello, Fury Kitten. How are you today, my friend? Oh, of course. Okay. We have silence for a bit. Where is her speech? Of course, she's like Trudeau. Okay, we're gonna skip the French.
At the cabinet table left off. So
Je passe maintenant la parole à mon cher collègue, le ministre arrive for family.
Okay, here we go.
Our built fast.
Here we go. I hate when she switches to French because her French is terrible. Her French is absolute garbage. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the National Press Theatre. My name is Jake. To prevent disruptive and potentially harmful audio feedback incidents that can cause injuries, we remind all in-person participants to keep their earpieces away from all microphones at all times. When you are not using your earpiece, please place it face down on the middle of the sticker for this purpose that you will find on the table.
Put your earbuds on the sticker. Put your earbuds on the sticker, little boys and girls of the press.
These measures are in place so that we can protect the health and safety of all participants, including the interpreters, and conduct our business without interruption. Thank you all for your cooperation. Merci à tous pour votre coopération. So now we have Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland with us today, and also the Minister of Employment, Workforce Development, and Official Languages, Randy Boisneau, and the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of Canada, Arif Virani, for a presentation about the government's economic plan. Over to you, Ministers. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, JP.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Great
Okay, thanks a lot. Yay, I'm here. Thank God. Nobody fired me over the summer. Woohoo!
to be here. Bienvenue à la première conférence de presse sur l'économie de la saison. Je vais parler de l'économie canadienne et des nouvelles règles hypothécaires. Le ministre Virani parlera du nouveau cadre pour protéger les locataires et les acheteurs des maisons. Enfin, le ministre Boisneau discutera de ce que ces nouvelles règles.
Let me see if screen share is working. I don't think screen share is gonna work. Let me see here. It might work. But I don't know. I do not know if screen share is going to work because Canpoli not here. That's why I was keeping it on solo cam. Is it still just a black screen, or is it showing these silly evil people?
Hypothécaire signifie
Let's skip it to French. I'm gonna try to skip all the French.
Et pour les familles à travers du Canada. Before diving into the new mortgage rules, I'd just like to say a couple of words about the Canadian economy. We've had some positive news.
Oh, have we? Well, that's not what I just heard on the CBC, Miss Freeland. That's not at all what I just heard. Black screen, yeah, okay, I'll just keep it on solo cam then.
Over the past few months. We have now had inflation down within the Bank of Canada's target range for 7 months in a row. And in July, inflation hit a 40-month low. We've seen the Bank of Canada lead the G7 in cutting interest rates. It has now...
That's okay, but then what the hell did the CBC just report on? Like, seriously, what the hell did the CBC... Did you see the CBC report?
Now, Canada has now been the first G7 country to cut interest rates for the first time, the first G7 country to cut interest rates for the second time, and the first G7 country to cut interest rates for the third time.
Okay.
It looks as if a soft landing is in sight. We've now seen wages outpacing inflation for 18 months in a row. That is really important for hardworking Canadians because it means their paychecks have more purchasing power.
Where? Where do we have more purchasing power? Oh my God. Does she... This is supposed to be our Minister of Finance saying this shit. And we literally just heard a thing on the CBC that was giving us all of these statistics about how we are failing not just in favor or in comparison to the States, but in comparison to where we were before in our own economy. This is crazy. She is straight out lying.
And the IMF is predicting that Canada's GDP will be the fastest growing in the G7 in 2025. That brings me to my announcement today about mortgages and mortgage rules. For our government, housing is a priority because it's a priority for Canadians. And that's why in the budget, we put forward the most ambitious plan since the Second World War to build more homes faster.
No, see, you want to build cardboard, like, factory prefab homes. You don't actually want to build a house. You want to build, like, build-a-pod. That's what you want to build. You want to build build-a-pods.
A big part of that plan is to have more purpose-built rental, to have more affordable housing. Another key element of that plan is ensuring that young Canadians who want to buy a home can do that. That the dream of home ownership remains in reach.
Remains in reach? It's been out of reach for almost a decade now. It is not in reach anymore. It cannot remain in reach if it is no longer in reach. You have to make it you have to make it reachable again first for it to remain in reach.
And that's why we're making some really significant changes today. Premièrement, nous augmentons à compter pour millions de dollars.
Your French is terrible.
Permet 20%. The 1 million level from 1 million to we are raising inférieur à 20%.
Okay, here we go.
So we are raising the level for insured mortgages from 1 million to 1.5 million. The 1 million level was set in 2012. Since then, Canada's nominal GDP has increased by 65%. It was time to look at that number, and that is a change that is going to have a real impact for thousands, even millions of Canadians. It is
So on one side, you're going to raise the threshold for insured mortgages, but on the other side, you're going to tax the fuck out of people who have to who are selling their house, and if and because that'll be a capital gains tax, and they'll earn like more than $250,000 if they have a $1 million home. So which is it? Which one do you want? Do you want to make mortgages more affordable, or do you want to make buying and selling a house like not worth it?
Is going to put the dream of home ownership in reach for more young Canadians.
How about get rid of...
Second change that we're making, we're expanding 30-year amortizations for insured mortgages. In the budget in the spring, we announced that 30-year amortizations would be available for first-time home buyers buying new-built homes.
Yeah, new-built homes. Fuck the people who don't want a new-built house, right? You know, screw them. Who cares about those people? Only people who want to buy a new house.
Effective August 1st. Today, we are announcing that 30-year amortizations on insured mortgages will be available for all first-time home buyers. This really is about fairness for every generation.
Now you're gonna do that? Now. This is such a vote grab. This is such a vote grab. You've had 9 years to do this. Why are you doing it now? Why are you doing it now? Do you think that people are gonna be like, oh wow, that's amazing. Holy crap. No, they're gonna be like, it took you 9 years to do that? Wow. Like, and listen to her. Listen to how she's like, this is so amazing. Isn't this amazing what we're doing for you? No, it's too little too late. You should have done this, like, this should have been something that you ran on in, like, 2019. This is, oh my God.
It's about making that first home more available
Oh, fuck
for young
you.
Canadians, for first-time home buyers. The second change we're making in the insured market is we're saying that for all buyers of newly built homes in the insured space, 30-year amortizations will be available. This is really, at heart, a supply-side measure. This is about creating more demand for new builds because we know that crucially Canada needs to get more homes built faster. In order to get those homes built faster, more people need to be there buying them. That's what this change is going to permit.
So, okay, but why are we not, like, repairing all of the abandoned houses that are out there and filling them with homeless people? Why are we not doing that? There are so many abandoned houses that could be rebuilt. Why are we not focusing on that first? And then pouring money into new homes? Like, why can't we repair old homes first?
Both of those changes are effective December 15th. I do want to point out that these men...
Like, I love how she takes that big pompous inhale through her nose.
Measures build on our huge housing plan announced in the budget in the spring. They build on our plan to get 4 million homes built.
Your impossible housing plan? Well, if you repair an abandoned house and sell it, you'll get the ass tax out of you for the capital gains tax. Yep. It's always someone else's fault. It's a pink hollow. Hey, honey.
They build on our tax-free first home savings account. More than 750,000 Canadians, young Canadians, people who don't have a first home yet, have opened those accounts. We are now...
So one small city's worth of people have opened those tax-free savings accounts. Okay, cool.
Taking the next step and making it easier for people who are saving so hard for that down payment to buy their first home. These measures build on our Canadian Mortgage Charter. I do want to point out, because over the summer I talked to a lot of people who are concerned as their mortgages come up for renewal.
Concerned? They're concerned. That's an understatement. They're fucking terrified. They're concerned. Concerned was like last renewal. Now it's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are we gonna do?
In the mortgage charter, we allowed all holders of
Oh yeah, the fucking, the bullshit. It's such bullshit. Like, I can't remember how little that Pink Hollow got back in taxes, or how little he was able to claim. But yeah, it was ridiculous.
Insured mortgages. to switch lenders at renewal without another mortgage stress test. That's because we want people at renewal who are already under a lot of pressure, who are already really concerned, to have maximum flexibility, to have the ability to shop around.
Really concerned now. They're really concerned. Oh my god, Christian Freeland, you a moron! They're
for the deal that works for them and their family. We are also today releasing blueprints for the Home Buyers Bill of Rights and the Renters Bill of Rights.
Oh boy.
And that is what we're going to hear from Minister Varani about in a minute. Je veux juste souligner à créer.
Thank you very much. What I wanted to pick up on is where Christia had left off, so where Minister Freeland had left off. What we're talking about when we talk about fairness for every generation is ensuring that rights are protected. As Minister of Justice, obviously that is fundamental to my role at the cabinet table and my role in serving all Canadians. What we find is important is ensuring that there's a level playing field when you're trying to rent a place to live or to actually get to the stage of buying a home. That's why we are working to protect the rights of renters and of home buyers.
Shouldn't that be a provincial thing? I'm just stuck with, shouldn't a renter's anything of rights be a provincial? There's not even a federal commission of human rights, for Christ's sakes. It's all provincial. So, even though this is what this government doesn't understand, right? Yes, we have a federal charter guaranteeing human rights. However, our human rights commissions are provincial because that's how our government is set up. These idiots want to nationalize everything and make this a federal renter's bill of rights. Meanwhile, most rights of anybody for anything are guaranteed federally under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, including you have a right not to be discriminated against when it comes to buying a home or renting an apartment. Now, where a provincial renter's bill of rights could come in handy is saying that you can't deny somebody who has a disability benefit as their income. Something like that. But having a federal renter's bill of rights and a federal home buyer's bill of rights is stupid.
We're doing this through what we call the Renters' Bill of Rights and the Home Buyers' Bill of Rights that Minister Freeland just mentioned, and that were first announced in Budget 2024. Aujourd'hui, nous publions les plans directifs. Cela signifie rendre le processus d'un achat d'une maison moins implementation compliquée, plus transparent history available on title searches, protect potential buyers from blind bidding, and much more. Of course, implementation requires working with the provinces and territories, and we are very happy to do that. Christia mentioned she's been talking to a lot of constituents.
We're very happy to do that, even though we're completely taking over something that they should be doing.
And around the country, I've been doing exactly the same, and I'm sure Minister Boissonneau
oh
has
my
been
God.
doing exactly the same. What I've heard repeatedly is that.
Could you imagine if they decided we're gonna have a federal commission of human rights now?
Of federal programs require direction and firmness when we're dealing with provincial and territorial partners. You should know that with our negotiations over what is now a $6 billion package on the Canada Housing and Infrastructure Fund, we are bringing these measures to life. And what I mean by that is that accessing that level of funding, a $6 billion pool of funds, through the Housing Infrastructure Fund, in order to access that funding, you will have to play ball with us effectively on implementing things such as the Renters' Bill of Rights and the Homeowners' Bill of Rights.
Wow! Wow! Holy shit! So not only are we making this a federal thing, if you want fucking your transfer payment for housing, you have to fucking follow this federal thing that shouldn't exist because that should be your jurisdiction in the first place. That would be like saying, guess what, provinces? We're taking over healthcare. And if you want your transfer payments to keep your hospitals going, you're gonna have to fucking deal with it and opt into our healthcare system. Do you notice how there's no talk of regulating the banks? Yes, I do notice that. That is very true. There is no talk of regulating the banks. There is no talk of like the predatory rates on that banks imply. None of that.
And the goal overall is making the housing market fairer across the country. Every one of us has to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work of turning important ideas like these into concrete policies that will protect the rights of renters and buyers alike. I'll stop there and I'll turn it over to my colleague, Minister Boissonneau. Randy?
Merci, Arif. Merci beaucoup, Vice-Premier Ministre Chrystia Freeland. Bonjour tout le monde. Très content d'être ici avec vous. When I was growing up, we're announcing the journée de retour au Parlement. You know, I'm the Minister of Jobs, but I'm also the Minister of Students.
Oh, God.
And if you think about what we're announcing today, it's going to make it easier for students to put that vision of home ownership much closer into reality. Because, look, when I was growing up, I turned 54 this summer. When I was growing up, it was get a job, study hard, get a trade, get a job, and you'll be able to do at least as well as your parents, if not better.
Yeah, and because of you people, that is no longer true. Okay? You have made it that way. You have made it so there is no possible way that doing any of that will work. All of this is going to get connected to those third-party predatory lenders. That's a good point.
Promise of Canada, and for too many Gen X and for too many Gen Z millennials, that seems like a faraway promise now.
For too many Gen X, I love how he Freudian slipped there. Fuck you.
Hard, get a trade, get a job, and you'll be able to do at least as well as your parents, if not better. That was the promise of Canada, and for too many Gen X and for too many Gen Z millennials, that seems like a faraway promise now.
Way to fuck up there, buddy. Way to show your actual caring about yourself there.
And our job and what we've been working on solidly and consistently is to make that dream not just of home ownership, but of actually making ends meet and having money left over at the end of the month to do the things you want to do. That's really important for our government. It's important for Canadians, and it's important for 50% of our workforce now. That's really important for your government, is it? You've had 9 years to make that seem a reality. Why is it now that it's really important to your government? Because it hasn't seemed really important to your government up until this very second. Made up of Gen Z and millennials. Et donc, c'est pas seulement dommage, ça devrait pas être le cas, que les jeunes trouvent que c'est plus difficile que
It's funny because I don't even think they know that they're Gen X. I think you might be right. I think you're right there, honey. I think they really don't think that they know that they're Gen X.
Et ça, c'est pourquoi nous sommes à l'action. Une réalité. Skylar just turned. And, you know, my nephew is just turned, he's going to turn 23 soon. And his name is Ethan, and my niece, Skylar, just turned 22.
And
Good for you. You can remember your nephew and niece's names. Awesome job.
Thanksgiving, Ethan said, Uncle Randy, what's that thing you have to save for a house? What's it called? And so I walked him through the tax-free savings account. And so he said, okay, I'm going to have a house by the time I'm 30. And he puts pipe together. That's what he does. And he's a laborer. He's a tradesperson. And then his sister, Skylar, who's taking graphic design, said, I'm going to race you. They have this healthy competition now with siblings to see how they're going to do it. Well, the announcement today just made the down payment easier. They're probably not going to get $1 million, $1.5 million place in Edmonton. But the fact that they can now, with a new build or a first-time home buyer, have easier access to getting that home makes their competition real.
Oh, fuck you. Way to try to sound like a... Wow. That's how you're gonna sound relatable? That's how you're gonna sound relatable. YouTube volume up. It's at 100. Let's turn the other music down a bit more. There. That's how he's gonna sound relatable? My niece and nephew have this healthy competition. And with our new build and our new program, my niece and nephew, whose family is probably not very poor anyway, it's pretty probably well off. So you know, it's gonna be a little bit easier for them to save for a house, let's be real.
These people have not bought a home in 20 years, but in Callow, the driving aid moderator, let's see them find a single
Let's see. Let's see them find a single home worth well under 300,000. Yep. These people have not bought a home in 20 years. Nope. Nope, that's true.
And might even shave a year off the date that they can actually get that house done. So
a year.
What is important is when you add to that the fact that we did automatic enrollment in the Canada Learning Bond, that we have increased student financial aid assistance, that we've made it easier for mature students to get loans, that we've permanently removed the interest on federal student loans. And then you
permanently removed the interest on federal student loans. How does that... So when you get a federal student loan, what? You only have to pay the principal back? Is that what that means?
About the fact that we have a robust plan on the housing side to get accelerated construction.
With the 15 grand I put down, had the house been 500,000, we would have seen an extra $300. That's it? Then the part they don't tell you is that the credits for down payments are based on the value of the home. Oh. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Construction on rental units, that we are serious about the Housing Accelerator Fund. And I've seen the difference in my own city, in Edmonton. Last year we had about 6,500 housing starts. This year over 10,000, and the number's going up. And that's what...
Housing starts. That doesn't mean the house is done. What? Does every single one of those houses have an owner?
People want to see us deliver on. On a aussi le plan national, taking the action that we avec leur facture à la fin de la journée. And so we're taking the action that we need to. And RF, you're right. I was on the doors many times this summer. And you know what people said to me? They said they couldn't believe how much money they saved when they enrolled their first child in daycare. So, like...
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's what they said. Did they also say that the quality of the daycare is shit? Because I bet you it is.
Literally, in Alberta, $10,000 for that first child. So, you know what they said? They said, thank the Deputy Prime Minister, thank Christia when you see her, because it was your idea. You got it over the...
No, they didn't. They didn't thank her for us. No, they didn't. I will take things that did not happen for 1,000, Alex.
Goal line. We did it as a team, and it's changing lives in Edmonton, in Alberta, and across the country. And today, we've changed more lives.
OK, on est prêt. Merci, Brandy. Et on est prêt à répondre à vos questions.
Okay, yeah.
That is... I can't believe she actually... wow. The gaslighting. The fucking gaslighting on these people. Look at all the things that we're doing for you after 9 years of us not doing them for you. Isn't it wonderful? You should be really very grateful for us. Oh my God. That is out of... just completely out of, like, I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words on how tone deaf that is. And just how bullshit that is. And then the whole street stood up and clapped. Nodding slowly. Yep. And how long was that wait for that first child to get into daycare? No shit. About 8 years. Yeah, right? They were in school by the time they got the call. We have a spot for your child. Yeah, well, he's in grade 4 now, thanks. No. Oh my lord. That's just so pathetic. I can't even believe what I just heard. I'm glad I played the CBC thing first. And then this, because holy shit. And it's funny because CBC is funded by the government, so the fact that they even had that on the air is just too funny. I still have to get the squeak and put it up. Oh, the clip of her squeaking? Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. When she tried to start speaking French and she's tried to start speaking and she's just squeaked because she just... That was too funny. Oh my god. Oh. That was just too hilarious. I love that. I love that. Okay, now we're gonna hear from Jagmeet Singh. This is from yesterday, when he talked to, when he spoke to reporters about, as the NDP caucus retreat wrapped up. So, let's get this on the road.
Thank you all. I'll have an opening comment and then I will take your questions. Nous croyons profondément, comme partenaires de nos voisins, aussi que où on peut logement
fucking
pour
French
votre
people,
famille.
Fucking English people.
Mais
that
malheureusement,
can't speak French.
c'est impossible de trouver du laisser les commandes et les laisser. Ils sont tannés. Elle propose de couper.
This is why I say, mon français, ce n'est pas beau. Ce n'est pas beau. Je ne parle pas français bien. j'ai besoin de pratiquer mon français. Is what it is. But
avec notre équipe. Donc ça veut dire on va continuer. New Democrats believe fundamentally that we need to take care of one another, that we are better off when we take care of each other, and that Canadians and Quebecers want to take care of their neighbors. That is a Canadian value, that is a Quebec value.
I love how he's got to talk like that because he's in Quebec, so.
So we believe that you should be able to have a good job. That Canadians across this country, wherever you live, you should be able to find a good job that pays a good salary, that allows you to find a home that you can afford, to be able to put food on the table, to support yourself and your family, to build a good life in this country.
So then why do you support a school food lunch program if you want people to put food on the table and food in their what's it called? Food on their kids' lunch bags. Mon français, c'est merde. C'est très drôle. Ça, c'est très drôle.
But sadly, that is not the way things are right now.
Nope.
We hear from people.
And it's because of you propping up the Liberals for the last 4 years. So fuck you, Jagmeet.
Again and again over these past couple of years, how hard it is to buy groceries, how hard it is to find a place to call your own. The cost of housing is so high. People are feeling really let down.
Again, it's because of you, Mr. Jagmeet Singh. So fuck off with this soft-spoken bullshit.
And they know that Justin Trudeau has let big corporate giants, corporate grocery stores, corporate landlords, has let them rip you off and people are paying the price.
How commie of you.
He has not met the urgency of the times. And so people are fed up with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. They are done with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals.
And they're done with you because you helped him. Dude, if it wasn't for you propping up his party for the last 2 years, this would have ended 2 years ago.
But let's also be very clear about the vision being offered by Pierre Poilievre.
Oh, here we go.
What he is offering is a vision of destroying the things that you believe in. He wants to destroy our universal healthcare system.
We don't have one! Oh my god. Stop with this bullshit. We don't have a universal healthcare system because our province, our healthcare system is provincial. And also, not everything is covered. So stop with this whole fucking... He's gonna destroy our universal healthcare system. You can't destroy something that we don't have.
He wants to cut pensions. He wants to cut the help that people need. He would take things from bad to worse. That is what he is offering as a vision. And he is not going to stop his corporate buddies from ripping you off when you buy your groceries.
Sorry, how much are you worth again, sir?
He's not going to stop corporate landlords from jacking up your rent. So after speaking with our team for the past couple of days, we've really come to this strong desire that Canadians have for hope. And we want to bring that hope to Canadians. We want to restore that hope.
Imagine all the people.
So in the next parliamentary session, our priorities are going to be to build homes that people can afford, to lower the price of your groceries, and to fix our healthcare system.
How? How? Are you just going to wave a magic wand?
In addition, we're going to always continue to fight to make sure there's justice for Indigenous people and that we are fighting the climate crisis and creating good jobs.
Fighting the climate crisis. We've got like 9,000 trees per fucking person in this country. Why? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, Justin, he's the only one. Yeah.
Creating good jobs that allow you to build a life. That's our
Like
vision
Stalin
for the
did.
next parliamentary session. Those are our priorities. With that, I'm ready for any questions.
They'd
you might have. Just
institute
keep it
mandatory price caps like Stalin did. So they're going to lower fuel duty and green levy to lower transport production and production costs. That's what the conservatives want to do.
Question.
Wait, that's all his comment is? He doesn't have an actual plan. We've 5 minutes and okay, let's see what the...
Les chambres de commerce demandent au gouvernement d'intervenir avant même que la dette travail commence. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de l'idée? Et si le gouvernement va de l'avant avec ça, comment ça va affecter votre confiance en la dette?
How are you going to what?
Avant même que la dette travail commence. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de l'idée? Et si le gouvernement va de l'avant avec ça, comment ça va affecter votre confiance en la dette?
Comme on a vu dans le passé avec la décision que le gouvernement a prise avec les travailleurs du rail, ils ont choisi, le gouvernement, les libéraux, Justin Trudeau a choisi encore de défendre les profits des grandes entreprises au lieu de défendre les travailleurs. Et dans ce cas, notre position est claire. On est pour les travailleurs. On dit que le gouvernement ne doit pas ingérer.
For the government, I'm for the worker, I'm for... No, how communist
Et on a déjà vu au lieu des travailleurs. Yeah.
So what would we do if the federal government does intervene in this labor dispute as they did with the rail work stoppage?
So we're going to do everything we can to fight back. We're going to send a clear message again that we are opposed to Justin Trudeau and the Liberals or any government interfering with workers. We're opposed to that.
So then vote against the carbon tax. Vote against the budget.
We're going to fight back. If there's any bills being proposed on back-to-work legislation, we're going to oppose that. We're going to fight back against that. We're never going to support back-to-work. Unlike Pierre Poilievre, who likes to cosplay, likes to put on a costume as if he cares about workers. But the reality is he voted to send workers back to work, basically undermining their right to strike, undermining their ability to get a freely and fairly negotiated contract, undermining workers 8 times, just himself.
Yeah, because the workers were a fucking necessary service at the time. That's what the cons want to do, but everyone says that's bad. Yeah, exactly, honey. That's the third, like, everyone's like, no, you can't lower carbon tax. That's horrible.
Himself. He voted 8 times to force workers back to work. This is someone with a proven track record
because the
of hurting
fucking
workers,
post office was
opposing
striking,
workers' interests. So,
and people weren't getting their goddamn mail. You dork, you can't...
let's be
They
clear,
were
New Democrats are the
essential
only
service
allies for
workers.
working people that will always stand resolute in favor of workers, and we will never support back-to-work legislation.
But would back-to-work legislation be a red line for your confidence in the government?
Well, I said this to Justin Trudeau, years ago when I was fighting to force Justin Trudeau and the Liberals to deliver things like dental care. And if you ever make...
When I was fighting, you guys were buddies. Don't lie. Don't act like this relationship was always animus and you were like always fighting him and you just finally had enough. Stop it. Back to work when the trains were shut down? Right, exactly. Did I just get a hello, my fellow kids moment? Yes, you did. You did.
Make back-to-work legislation a confidence vote, we will always vote against that. So you can never count on our support. Whatever you say, you want to make it a confidence vote, make it one. We're still going to vote against it because we oppose undermining working people.
Today, and this is also during New York,
Well, let's be really clear. This is about the Liberal Party, Justin Trudeau's party, wanting fancy things for their friends while Canadians can't even afford a home. That's what this is.
Dude, you're worth like more than $1 million. You shut up.
It's all about, and we've seen that again and again. We've seen it with Liberals and with Conservatives, and we want to make sure that we're being very prudent and responsible with the way we spend our federal and public money.
And just broadly on parliamentary committees, the NDP have been kind of supporting the Liberals in committee dynamics when the deal was in place. Heading into this parliament, what should we expect in terms of the NDP's plans and strategy in parliamentary committees?
All bets are off. We've torn up the agreement with the Liberals. That means they can expect no help and no support from us.
Oh shit! He's done. He's like that's now. Does he mean this, or is he just saying this because he knows that he's got no hope if he continues to support them? The amount he wishes he was Jack Layton is sickening. You know it. You're right. Yeah. The problem is back to the right. The problem is back to work legislation is hypocritical in the Western world. It's basically saying you have the right to protest unless I say you can't. Ah, yeah, you're right. Oceania was always at war with Eurasia.
Anything that happens in Parliament will be based on is it in the best interest of Canadians. We'll be fighting to find ways to get more relief for Canadians, to get more help to Canadians. That's what we're going to be focused on.
No,
and we will
I don't believe that.
we'll use every tool we can to try to get more relief for Canadians.
I think he's just doing this because he knows that if he kept this partnership up, he wouldn't get any support.
Previously, your call for price caps has been dismissed as unworkable by Mr. Champagne, the minister, and on that file. What exactly are you proposing and how would it work?
Well, the price cap idea is something that Ms. Weber is an economist, well-established, who came out with this idea in the first place. It's basically taking on corporate greed in a direct way. We know.
Look, you called it, honey. You called it price cap. You were right.
When people go to the grocery stores, they are feeling squeezed. We also know these corporate grocery stores have their own in-house brands, and they set prices all the time. They bragged about freezing prices. They can absolutely set prices. And so we're saying, instead of asking them nicely and hoping that they're going to bring down prices, as the Liberals tried to do, as Justin Trudeau tried to do, he brought the CEOs and said, please, can you stabilize prices? That didn't work. We had his minister, Justin Trudeau's minister, come out and I don't understand how he could have said this with a straight face, but told Canadians they should do a better job of looking at grocery flyers as a way to lower prices for groceries, which was ridiculous and frankly insulting as well.
And why didn't you do anything about it when he said it? Why didn't you tear up the agreement then? Why is it taking you 2 years? Why did you even support him in the first place? Wow, like, come on, dude. Nobody's gonna believe this.
And we're saying, no, none of that's going to work. What we need to do is impose a price cap. We can look at France as an example. They were able to lower the price of 5,000 essential food items, and our price cap would be the following. We look at essential food items, impose a price cap that you cannot charge more than a reasonable amount on these food essentials.
What is
that would
a
immediately
reasonable
give
amount?
Canadians relief when it comes to their groceries.
God, I wish the reporters had better mics.
Non, pas du tout. Ce qu'on a dit, c'est le fait qu'on a déchiré l'entente avec Justin Trudeau et les libéraux. On sait que ça a mis en question la date d'élection. Et on va prendre chaque vote, chaque motion au sérieux et décider comment on va voter basé sur c'est quoi dans l'intérêt des Canadiens. On est prêt de voter dans l'intérêt des Canadiens pour chaque vote. let's also be clear about Pierre Poilievre's position.
Oh,
He wants to have free reign for big polluters to pollute as much as they want.
they lower the price by taking EU subsidies. Corporate rates such as 0.3% for large retailers, they make money on volume sales. Huh. And increasing tax, and then he says they lower the price and take EU subsidies and increase in taxes. Huh.
They want. His plan is to say there should be no penalty if a company pollutes into the river or into the water or
That's
to the
not
air
what he
in their communities.
said.
So that's his plan. He
Oh,
wants big
shut
polluters to
up.
do whatever they want. No
Why
rules for
are
them.
you lying?
We're saying that they should be paying their fair share. A company that pollutes and poisons the environment, there should be a price on that. There should be a cost to that. They shouldn't be able to get away with poisoning our air or water or land without any penalty at all.
Pierre Poilievre has never said that he thinks a company should be allowed to just dump willy-nilly into a river or anything like that. Like, what the fuck?
That's what Pierre Poilievre is proposing. When it comes to workers, though, we disagree with the approach of Justin Trudeau, who's tried to pit workers against each other. He set up a scenario where in certain regions, based on electoral politics, he's giving advantages to the Atlantic provinces over other parts of the country. We disagree with that. I've came out very strongly opposed to that approach. We want to see an approach to fighting the climate crisis where it doesn't put the burden on the backs of working people, where big polluters have to pay their fair share, they have to pay the price of their pollution, but it shouldn't be on working people's shoulders. And so we've been working on a plan, and we'll be releasing our plan, our vision for how we can do that in a stronger way in the coming months. Well, we'll let you know when the plan is ready, and we'll let you know more details about it.
We'll let you know when there's more details about the plan. Oh, fuck you. Just seriously, Jagmeet. You are so insufferable.
I think this is something we have to take very seriously. And we've known in general of the real threat of misinformation, but specifically foreign interference in Canada. There's been numerous examples of it. We've fought and forced the government to bring in place a public inquiry on this because it's very serious.
Yeah, and
we
nothing
take it
came of
seriously.
that public inquiry.
To remind folks, the Conservatives initially wanted it to be a political game in committee. And we said this is not about brinksmanship. This is not about fighting political and scoring political points. This is about ensuring that our democracy is protected. That's been our position on this, and it remains our position. We believe that foreign interference is so serious that it should be taken with that same level of seriousness, and we need to see a real thorough investigation by the public inquiry. We want to hear those recommendations, and we want to see those recommendations, actions taken on them to ensure that we protect our democracy. From foreign interference, whether it's directly getting involved in the political process,
You mean like China
or whether
did?
it's misinformation. I think it's an important additional concern that Canadians should have, that we don't want foreign governments purposely spreading misinformation, as a way to skew the outcome of our electoral politics. Like, that's also deeply troubling. And that's something that we should continue to look into, and then we should also be very quick to implement the changes that are recommended.
Jesus, dude. How milquetoast can you be? Like, holy crap. That's the leader. That is a leader of a party. There's no doubt who's going to win the next election. It's going to be Pierre Poilievre. And the House of Commons, when it gets back in tonight's question period, when we go over it, it's going to be very, very interesting. And I cannot wait to go over it. It's gonna be very, very fascinating to go over how everyone's going to react to what's been happening the last few weeks when they get back into the House of Commons together. So I cannot wait to go over that with you guys tonight. I think that'll be very fun. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this oh my god, he thinks he's Captain Planet and Pierre Polyev is Boss Hog, the bad guy in Captain Planet. You know what? I think he does. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he does think that. I think you might have hit the nail right on the head there, honey. He really thinks he's just gonna save the world from Pierre Polyev, and that Pierre Polyev is just this horrible person. Oh my god. That's too funny. That is too funny. I can't believe that. Well, I kind of can. But I also can't, because that's just too hilarious. Wow. But that was what I wanted to catch up on today with you guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go have lunch, do some stuff for the other pages, and make a YouTube video for that's not a live stream, and then gotta go to my appointment. So I will be back later tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys will join me then. You guys have a great afternoon, and I will see you later. Bye, everyone.